You definitely know the songs, right? He Ate Heavy, He's My Brother, Long Cool Woman in a Black Dress, The Air That I Breathe. For over 60 years, the Hollies have been this constant presence in pop music. But really, how does a band survive all that? The lineup changes, the creative clashes, the shifting musical tastes. How do you endure for that long? Well, let's trace their long, cool road and find out. So, our story kicks off in Manchester, England, way back in 1962. And at the very heart of the group were these two best friends, Alan Clark and Graham Nash, who'd known each other since primary school. They were totally inspired by American acts like the Everly Brothers, and they set out to form a band that would, well, become a cornerstone of the British invasion. Now, you gotta remember, the music scene in the early 60s in Britain was incredibly crowded. But the Hollies, they had a secret weapon, something that made them stand out, and pretty quickly launched them right into stardom. This was it. This was their signature sound. While a lot of other bands were all about that raw, gritty rock and roll, the Hollies perfected this intricate, absolutely beautiful three-part vocal harmony. It was so polished, so powerful, and it became their unmistakable trademark. You heard it and you knew. That's the Hollies. And boy, did that sound translate directly into success. I mean, in the UK, they were just unstoppable. They racked up over 30 charting singles, hitting the top of the charts with this incredible consistency. They weren't just, a part of the British scene, they were actively helping to define it.
Okay, so while they were basically royalty at home, conquering the massive American market, that turned out to be a completely different challenge.
And the problem was crystal clear. Just look at this. Their first UK #1, I'm Alive, it barely made a dent in the US. It stalled out all the way down at number 103. It just seemed like their sophisticated, polished pop sound was getting lost in translation somewhere over the Atlantic. The breakthrough finally came with this song, Bus Stop. In 1966, this track was the one that synchronized their success, a top 5 hit in both the UK and the US. This wasn't just another hit song. For them, it was the ticket to becoming a truly global phenomenon. But you know how these stories go. Just as they're reaching the absolute peak of their international fame, the ground starts to shake under their feet. Creative tensions began to brew, really a battle between the band's pop instincts and the whole psychedelic wave that was sweeping the music world. Which, of course, leads to this question. Think about it. You've got the world at your feet. So why would Graham Nash, a co-founder, a key songwriter, really the creative heart of the band, why would he decide to just walk away from it all? Well, the answer really boils down to artistic differences. Nash was pushing them towards more experimental, psychedelic music, but the rest of the band, they were hesitant. And after they rejected his song Marrakesh Express, choosing instead to record an entire album of Bob Dylan covers, well, that creative rift just became too wide to repair. And Nash himself said it pretty plainly back in 1968. He was creatively unfulfilled and just ready for something new. So he left for Los Angeles, where he would team up with David Crosby and Stephen Stills to form one of music's first and most famous supergroups. The change was immediate. Nash was out and his replacement, Terry Sylvester, was in. Now, for most bands, losing a songwriter and a vocalist of Graham Nash's caliber, that would have been the end of the story. Full stop. But for the Hollies, it was just the beginning of a whole new chapter. And honestly, what happened next is a masterclass in resilience. It's proof that this band was so much more than just one of its members. So instead of fading away, they came back stronger than ever. I mean, their very first single without Nash, Sorry Suzanne, was a massive hit. And then they followed it up with some of the most enduring songs of their entire career, songs that are still absolutely beloved today. And here's the real irony. Their biggest ever American hit, Long Cool Woman in a Black Dress, came in 1972. Now, this was not only years after Nash had left, but it became a smash hit right after their lead singer, Alan Clark, had also temporarily quit the band. The song's success, of course, brought him right back into the fold. And if you want proof of their longevity, look no further than this. He Ain't Heavy got re-released in 1988 after it was used in a beer commercial, and it went straight to #1 in the UK. We're talking 19 years after it was first released. That's just a testament to the timeless quality of their music.
So what it all comes down to is this. The Hollies are survivors. When you think about that legendary era, alongside bands like the Rolling Stones, they are one of the very, very few groups who have just kept on going, continuing to record and perform without ever officially breaking up.
And their legacy, well, it's written in the numbers and the accolades. Decades of hits on both sides of the Atlantic, prestigious awards for their contribution to British music, and of course, a well-deserved spot in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. Which brings us right back to our original question. When you look at their incredible journey, from those signature harmonies to surviving major lineup changes, and somehow producing massive hits in 3 different decades, what is the secret? Well, it seems to be a combination of timeless songwriting, incredible resilience, and a remarkable ability to adapt. A long, cool road indeed.